Okay, we want to welcome each of you here. My name is Kevin Livingston, and I'm the air conditioning technology instructor here at Harvard, Georgia Tech. And I've got an assistant instructor in the evening. His name is Robert Rowe, and he won't be with us this afternoon, but he'll be with us next Wednesday. We'll be meeting for the next 3 Wednesdays, and I've got an agenda for you right here. Pass it out, kind of give you an idea what we're going to be covering. Okay. As you see, February 3rd, February 10th, and February 17th, we'll be meeting here in this classroom, and especially be on time the day of the test. Just as soon as we can get started, we got a good bit of paperwork to fill out. Everybody fill out your name, your address, where you want your score sent to, this kind of thing, and on February 17th, so we can go ahead and get started, and then as soon as we get started, get everything filled out. And we have to kind of go through that lockstep, one at a time. So if anybody comes in late, we have to back up and hit them again. So the other ones coming out, I'll also reframe that same question as well. This is our, we've been running this class now for several years. The instructor before me was Bill Eli. He ran the class, and I've been teaching about 1.5 years now. And Robert Rowe helps me out in the afternoons and for the evening class. And he and I have been team teaching this particular class. And as most of you know, you've got on EPA, you've got the core, you've got type 1, type 2, and type 3 certifications. And hopefully all of you will get universal certification. If you pass all parts, you get universal. And hopefully that's what we'll y'all will get when you complete this class. That's what we hope. So anyway, we're going to hand out a lot of paperwork for you. We're going to hand out a lot of sample tests, your test booklets. You're going to get those. We're going to go through a series. We're going to go through several films that really do a whole lot better job of teaching the class than we do. They're good films, very good films, and we're gonna hit on some of those for the next 2 days as well, and kind of give you an overview of all 3 days. Introductions to you now, just 1 second, and then after we pass the books out, we'll go and kick it off with our first video, then with the video guide to refrigerant certification. And then we're going to take a little short break, kind of give you a chance to stretch out just a little bit. And then we'll continue with the video, and then we'll have closing comments and try to get out here about 6 o'clock today. And then we'll come in February 10. Then we're going to do like a review of what we covered. This one will cover some of the video. Then we're going to look at a video on proper use of recovery machines, about a 10-minute video. Then we're going to have an overview of the core, which is the book. I'm going to pass the books out to you now. And let you give you an opportunity to read through the book tonight and the next Wednesday. And once you read through it, we're gonna go through it and kind of cover some of this next week. We're gonna cover all 4 sections kind of in detail. Then we're gonna hit another video, which is questions and answers. It's a 100-question video. Don't know if we're gonna have a chance to cover it all during the class period, because we're gonna cover a lot. The video I'm about to show you is going to give you a good explanation of all parts of the EPA, the reason why we're having to do the certification. Goes into some theory, goes into safety, goes into all 4 sections, and then we're going to elaborate more on that next week. We're going to do a lot of talking next week. We'll give you a chance to look at the video first, and then we're going to let you look at the books, let you cover the books as well, and then next week we're going to do a lot of talking about the books, about the 4 different sections. So we're going to point out and highlight some areas that we know is going to be on the test, that we know is going to be on there. This covers on every test. A lot of items, we're going to point those out next week to you as well. Give you a chance to get familiar with it. And that's kind of how we're going to run the program for the first 2 days. Third day, everything that I give you, or Robert gives you, we'll ask you to bring it back to us. We need you to bring some ID, some identification of some sort, driver's license or whatever you may have. Turn your paperwork and we'll give you your test booklet. And then we'll start filling out our paperwork, and then hopefully about 4:15 you can start with the ticket. That'll be on February 17th. We used to run this class like on an all-day Saturday, and all day long. A lot of people run, a lot of companies run it all day Saturday, but it doesn't really give you enough time to grasp all the material. There's a lot of material, and with a 3-week period, it gives you a chance to grasp it and ask some questions in it, and then we'll be here as well. Once you look at this video tonight, you're gonna see what you need to learn with this EPA examination, and then when you come the next week, you'll be able to ask some questions and learn a lot more about it. And we're going to point out some details, exactly what's going to be on the test. Let's see. Take notes. I ask you to take a lot of notes. If everybody got some pencil and paper, take some notes.
Piece of paper and pencil.
Okay, I'll go grab some. So when I get through, I'll go ahead and get y'all started. And to start off with, let's go ahead and let's don't waste any time at all. I'm gonna get y'all going with the video. And it's a very good video, real good video. And we're gonna look at it probably in its entirety just about today, I imagine. We also gonna offer you, Mr. Rowe and I teach on Tuesday and Thursday evenings here at the school. If you want to come back, we're going to offer you this opportunity. If you want to come back, what's today, Wednesday? If you want to come back Thursday, tomorrow night, the following Tuesday, of course Wednesday will be our next class, and Thursday night, if you want to come back, and then the Tuesday preceding the test, you want to come back and look at some of these videos, some of the materials, maybe ask a few questions. We're going to give you that opportunity as well. So if you think you need more training than what we're doing, we're going to give you the opportunity to come on back if you want to look at some of these videos again and look at them again. And we'll set up, if you know you're going to be coming, we'll set you aside a little space. We've got a pretty full night class. We've got about 25 at night, and we're pretty darn busy. And we're glad that we have a lot of people coming to school at night. But if we know you want to come, and 2 or 3 of you, all of you, if we get you together here in the corner somewhere, we'll plug the video in and let you look at it again. So if you don't grasp it today, we'll let you look at it again. You look at it for next Tuesday and Thursday, and Tuesday and Thursday and Tuesday until the test. We're going to get y'all prepared for this test the best way we can. And our preparation, and you walk out in the lab, maybe, we've got our students as our priority at night, because they can only come a couple of nights a week to study as well. And but we'll always have if you got a question, we always have time to answer a question for you. Won't be able to spend much time, but we can answer your questions, and that you may have. If you got a burning question or something like that, and so we'll be glad to do that for you. Unless Mr. Rowe won't be here tonight, but he'll be back in next week. Okay, I'm going to pass around a sign-in sheet in just a second. I'm going to be passing out the books as the video's going. I'm just going to slide them to you. If you would, just sign the sign-in sheet. We have to do this every night as well for documentation. We are approved. We're EPA approved program, Environmental Protection Agency. We're approved to offer this test. And the way the program works, have any of you ever taken the test before? Okay. If you've taken the test before and say you didn't pass all 4 sections, then you could bring me what you have passed, and that would count. That would count as part of the. You would have to take it again if you don't pass that particular section one time. But then none of you have ever taken the test before. Then when you come on in, no problem. We'll just get y'all started taking the test, and on the 17th, bring your ID, be prompt, be on time, and we'll get y'all going. Okay, our restrooms. Have any of you ever been to the school before? Every time before? Okay, restrooms up here at the end of the hall, right on the corner, and I'll give you a break in a short while where you can kind of stand up and stretch just a minute, and you grab your coat. Got a break room over here. We'll take about just a short break, because we'll get on back, and because 6 o'clock will be here before you bat a night. And take a little short break, and then and then come on back and we'll hit it again. And then next week, y'all be have a chance to read your books, and then we'll get started properly at 4, and keep going again. We'll go proper for the next 2 Wednesdays, and like I say, you got Tuesday and Thursday if you want to come out, take a look around, and look at these videos again. Or you come out and just study if you want to. Yeah, that's fine. We don't mind. We don't mind. You sign up for the class. Y'all welcome to come back any Tuesday and Thursday before you take your test and grasp as much as you can grasp. The main thing, we all know it's against the law to vent refrigerants. You must be certified before you handle refrigerants legally. And we're going to cover all these rules and regulations. This is a big part of it. We're going to cover all this. And you're going to hear it tonight, and you're going to read about it. We're going to cover it again next Wednesday. Okay. All y'all work with Dwayne, Middle Georgia?
Air control.
Air control? Okay, air control. Was Larry going to come?
I don't know.
Okay, he was supposed to come too. He was the one I had in mind. Okay. So all y'all work with Middle Georgia then? Okay, very good. We got another couple of companies going to be coming, supposed to be coming too, so I got a couple of students going to be coming as well, and they couldn't make it today, but they'll be coming back probably for the Wednesday program. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's go and get this video started. I got it set up over here. If I could maybe get everybody to kind of shift over where they can look at the video properly. I can go ahead and cut it on and get it going. Do we have any questions before we get started with the video? We'll go for about 20-30 minutes with this video. Take a little short break, and then when you get up and stretch out for a minute, use the restroom, and come on back and hit it again. Okay. I'll get y'all some paper and pencil. Ones of you don't have anything. We get it. It's on the way.
Associates. Today I'm going to be your host while we review a collection of material on CFCs. This material is prepared by ACCA and FSU, Ferris State University, to help you pass the EPA exam. In addition to this tape, there are 2 important manuals that I'd like to show you now. The first is the Refrigeration Transition and Recovery Certification Manual, and this manual has in it material on refrigerant chemistry, oils, on ozone depletion, Montreal Protocol and legislation, the 3 R's, recovery, recycling, and reclaim, container safe handling, conservation, high pressure and low pressure industrial commercial equipment. In addition to this manual, ACCA and FSU have produced the refresher manual that has an excellent section at the beginning on refrigeration systems, complete with some pretty exhaustive lists of different kinds of equipment that are added into different refrigeration systems. It has sections on safety, on shipping. It has an excellent section on how to use your gauges in a way to minimize emissions. And last but not least, in the back, it has a practice test that you can use to test yourself, to find out which areas of the exams you need a little additional study. Speaking of the sample test and the refresher manual, The way we suggest that you use the tape is to first watch the tape. After you've studied the additional material from the manuals, take the test in the refresher manual. And then when you grade yourself, check off those places where you need a little additional information, where you weren't certain. Come back to the tape, treat the tape as a reference book. The Clean Air Act requires that anyone who could reasonably ventilate CFCs or HCFCs into the atmosphere must have an EPA-approved registration card after November 14, 1994. There are several types of certification that are important. Type 1 is for small appliances. Type 2 is for high-pressure appliances and equipment. And Type 3 is for low-pressure equipment. In this videotape, we will take you through the core material that the examination covers for ozone depletion, for CFC chemistry, for EPA and Montreal Protocol regulations, safety, handling, disposal, the 3 R's, recovery, reclaim, and recycle. And we'll also be covering topics that are particular to Type 1, small appliance, Type 2, high pressure, and Type 3, low pressure equipment. It's time now to start at the beginning, where everything starts out. Let's take a look at ozone and at the molecules that make up refrigerant chemistry. To start at the beginning, we need to talk about oxygen and ozone. Oxygen atoms normally bond together down near the surface of the Earth to form a simple O2 molecule. But sometimes they can form together in a triplet called ozone. The important issue is right up here in a layer of air up above the surface of the Earth. We start off close to the Earth with something called the troposphere, which is for the first 7 miles or so. And then from 7 to 30 miles, there's a layer of air, of atmosphere, called stratosphere. And up there in the stratosphere, there are ozone molecules forming a shield around the rest of the Earth. The entire Earth is wrapped in this stratosphere with this ozone layer in it. In this diagram, the pink arrows represent ultraviolet rays, which normally are pretty much absorbed by the ozone layer. But as the ozone layer thins out, more and more of the ultraviolet come right on down to Earth's surface. And in doing so, they hit human beings, they hit the ocean, they hit places that they don't normally hit. The effect of increased ultraviolet radiation on Earth is to increase skin cancer, to increase cataracts, occasionally weaken the immune system, and increased ultraviolet can also decrease marine life, crop yields, and actually increases ground level ozone. The rise of CFCs and halons up into the ozone layer is the root of the problem. Before talking any more about ozone depletion, let's stop and take a look now at some of the chemistry that underlies CFCs and what CFCs really are. When I first started learning about this entire subject area, I found it was very helpful to have little models that I could look at and that I could see different atoms in. And so I want to show you that we have these little atoms that we're using today. This is a methane molecule, which is the basis of many of the common refrigerants. This is an ethane molecule, which is also the basis of many common refrigerants. Each one of these little balls is an atom, and up here we have hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine, and carbon atoms that are going to make up our CFCs, our HCFCs, and our HFCs. The idea is that at the refrigerant factory, we can start with a methane molecule, such as this, which consists of a carbon and 4 hydrogen atoms that are attached, and that we can substitute for the hydrogen atoms out here on the end, fluorines and chlorines. We can, if we were a refrigerant manufacturer, we could just replace like that. If we keep on working at it, what we'll get is something like R11, in which we have 3 chlorines and a fluorine. This is a CFC, that is a chlorofluorocarbon. We might also get something like an HCFC, in which we have a hydrogen, a chlorine, and 2 fluorines. This is R22, and it's a hydrochlorofluorocarbon, an HCFC, and it's not as harmful as a CFC. In a similar way, ethane is the basis for many refrigerants. It contains 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. These hydrogens can be substituted with chlorine and with fluorine. Take a look, for example, at this beauty. This is HFC 134A. It is fluorines, and notice there are no chlorines at all. 2 hydrogens, 4 fluorines, and 2 carbons. This is hydrofluorocarbon. It's an HFC, and it's harmless to the atmosphere. CFCs and HCFCs are a problem for several reasons, but one is that they last for a long time when they're in the atmosphere. They can be up there for 50 years or so, until finally one day, bang, they get hit by a UV ray, and off comes